You're told to simplify 16t to the power 8 over v power 12. All these power negative 1/4. Okay. Quite clearly, you are having problems with this power of negative 1/4. Okay, so let's break this negative 1/4 into two parts. This is equals to 16t power 8 over v12. I'm not changing anything over here. Now the power of negative 1/4, I can change it to negative 1 and power 1/4. Am I right? Are you all familiar with this law? The powers, we multiply them together. Okay, now what does power negative 1 imply? Power negative 1, this one over here. What are we supposed to do with power negative 1? 1 over? In physics, when do you see power negative 1? Do you all see it in physics? Something like this, meters, second, power negative 1. Do you see that? Do you see this? What does this actually mean? This actually means meters per second, right? Right? So it is actually equals to m over s. So s over here is a power 1. So power negative 1 simply means 1 over and then you just plug in the power, right? So here I've got power negative 1. Which part of the expression does this power negative 1 belong to? Is it only 16t power 8? V power 12 also, right? So I'm supposed to take 1 over that whole fraction. So doing it step by step will give us, so over here, this is still power 1/4. So 1 over 16t power 8 divided by v power 12. Agree? Okay, so 1 divided by a fraction. What do you remember from our primary school? 1 divided by, for example, a over b equals to? 1 times b over a, which is the same as b over a, right? So when we have 1 divided by a over b, the answer straight away is b over a. Just flip it around. Okay, so this case, I have over power 1 over 4. What is in my fraction over here? V power 12 divided by 16t power 8. Okay, so far? Then this power 1/4, who does it belong to? The whole thing, numerator and denominator. Or we can separate it out. We give us v power 12. Then this one is power 1/4 over 16t power 8. Again, this is power 1/4. If you can do it together, then even better. But if you cannot, just separate it out. So in our numerator, we've got v power 12 power 1/4. What shall we do with all the powers? Multiply them together. So we get v power 3, because 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now what about the denominator? The 1/4 over here belongs to t power 8 or 16 also? 16 as well. Okay, so what is 16 to the power of 1/4? Good. Then t power 8 power 1/4? 8 times 1/4 is 2. Yeah, 2 lah. So that's the answer. You look at all the steps, nothing complex. You are expected to be able to do all of them. No matter how complicated they make it seem, you do it step by step, sure, correct one. Yeah, both are fine. Okay, now part E. Anybody needs help? No, then question 2. Anybody needs help for 2 part A? Number passing through is 5.41 times 10 to the power of 7. Is this a big or small number? Very big, right? It's more than a million because it's 10 power 7. 1 million is 10 power 6. So mean number of passengers passing through each month. This is for 1 year. So for 1 month, we just take, just divide mean for 1 month equals to 5.41 times 10 power 7 divided by 12. So use your calculator, get an answer, round it off to 3SF. Oh, but it wants it in million. Okay, let's see what happens. So 5.41 divided by 12. Times 10 power 7. So you see 4508333 in your calculator, right? Okay, so in 3SF, it gives us 4510000. Correct? Is this in millions? Is it in millions? Not yet. Okay, this is, if you want to read it, it is 4,510,000. Am I right? So they wanted it in millions. So this is 4.51 million. Yeah, this is the answer. Yeah, average off. I divide by 12 already. Okay, now number of passengers passing through in December 2014 is 5.09 million. Calculate the percentage of the year's passengers that passed through the airport in December 2014. Oh, okay, so question is asking for the percentage, December divided by the whole year. So 5.09 million, so times 10 to the power 6 divided by 5, that's the total number, 5.41 times 10 to the power 7 times 100%. So 10 power 6, 10 power 7 can cancel lah. But in the denominator, you're left with 10. So what do you have as the answer? Okay, this rounded off, right? 9.41%. Now in part B, anybody needs help? Okay. This question requires you to be aware which number is used as a reference. Which one is our 100%? Every time they have percentage increase, percentage decrease, right? You are referencing off something. For example, the number of students in my form class has decreased by 52%, roughly, roughly 52%. It decreased by 52%. Does the number sound about right? Last year we had 40 over, this year we are less than 20. Okay? So, where is my 100%? What does my 100% refer to? This year or last year? Huh? I'm referring to last year because I'm saying, this is English, you must understand the question. The numbers this year decreased by 50 over %. So it is in comparison with last year. So I'm comparing, I'm using last year as a reference, so that is my 100%. Okay? So, if next year, some of you come back again. Okay, but you get what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? If I'm comparing next year with this year, then this year will be my 100%. Always what you're comparing with, your reference will be your 100%. Okay, so in part B, 2013, number of people that visited was 1.591 times 10 power 6. In 2014, this number increased by 1.6%. So which year's values is my 100%? Is it 2013 or 2014? Which one is 100%? Who thinks it's 2013? Can you raise your hand? 2013, 100%? Okay, good. So that is the correct answer. In 2013, that value over there, 1.591 times 10 power 6, it refers to our 100%. So in 2014, it increased by 1.6%, so we can simply write number of people equals to 100% plus 1.6% times 1.591 times 10 power 6. Are you okay? Is this working? Or you need me to simplify it? Yeah, I break it down for you. Since we said that 100% refers to the number of people in 2013, we can write this 100% represents, okay, just rep is fine, represents 1.591 times 10 to the power 6. Are you okay? Do you prefer this one? Looks like what you did in primary school, right? But no arrows, Then in 2014, the number increased by 1.6%. So how many percent in 2014? 101.6%. Correct? Because you increased by 1.6%, no? So represent, then you fill in the blanks yourself. This one you can do, right? The right proportion. Okay, working will be 1.591 times 10 power 6 divided by 100 times 101.6. By right, you should put a percentage over here, but in this case it doesn't matter because they can cancel off. Okay, so we cancel off the percent, make things a little neater for ourselves, and we get a value of, what do we have? 1.62. Okay, so approximately 1.62 times 10 to the power 6. Now, in part C, from 2013 to 2014, number of international visitors decreased by 3.1%. And then in 2014, the total number was 1.509 times 10 to the power 7. Okay, which year is the 100%? 2013 or 2014? Think before you answer. From 2013 to 2014, the visitors decreased by 3.1%. Which year is our 100%? See, got different answer already. Who thinks it's 2013? Who thinks it's 2014? Then the rest? Okay, let's read the question. From 2013 to 2014. So starting from where? 2013. That is our reference. From 2013, it decreased by 3.1%. Which means 100% refers to 2013 numbers. You get it? Then in 2014, how many percent will that be? 96.9. Are you able to get this from the question? So this is the English part. Otherwise, if you can't get this, you will be wondering, hey, is 100% supposed to refer to 2014 or 2013? The moment you think 100% refers to 2014, then what will your answer, what will your percentage be for 2013? If you think 2014 is 100%, then you will continue to think that 2013 refers to how many percent? 103.1, right? Because there's a decrease. Then if you do that, it's wrong already. Because a difference of 3.1% depends, the final value depends on what you select as 100%. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So I have the correct one over here and the wrong one. So I show you the difference. So 100% represents number in 2013. And it decreased by 3.1%, meaning I got 96.9% represents, that's the value in 2014. That's 1.509 times 10 to the power 7. Okay? So now my 100% represents 1.509 times 10 to the power 7 divided by 96.9 times 100. That gives us roughly 1.56 times 10 to the power 7. Okay? Now, if we do it wrongly, we think that 100% represents number in 2014. If you think this way, then you will have 100% represents, in 2014 it is 1.509 times 10 to the power 7. Then we require 2013, right? Since 2013 to 2014 there's a decrease by 3.1%, then you would think that 2013 we've got 103.1%, right? Represents 1.509 times 10 to the power 7 divided by 100 times 103.1. So this number, 1.509 times 10 to the power 7 divided by 100 times 103.1, we get 1555790, which is has to be the same. After you round off, but if you don't round off, what is this value? 1.557. Confirm? 1.55. I want more digits. 1.509 times 10 power 7 divided by 96.9 times 100. Okay, so this one over here is 155,72755. Okay, now you look at these two values. They are quite close, right? But are they the same? They're not the same. So even though you round this off, you get 1.56 times 10 to the power 7. Then you come out of the exam, you check your friend, hey, do you get 1.56 times 10 to the power 7? Everybody say yes, yes, yes. Then you think you got correct, right? But unfortunately, this one you get 0 marks. This one is how many marks? 2 marks. So your friend get 2 marks, you get 0 marks. Although you're working, your answers are the same. Understand or not? No. When it is a 2-mark question, you can be sure that there is 1 method mark and 1 answer mark. If you don't show the method, but you get correct answer, you get 0 mark. That's how it works. At the start of your, you look at your cover page, Cover page over here, it says, omission of essential working will result in loss of marks. Will result. Do not say maybe. So that's for question 2. Okay, question 3. If I tell you, okay, it passes through this point and the gradient is 1, then it must look like this. This one, gradient, equals to 1. Because the gradient tells us the steepness. If I tell you the gradient is actually -1, do you know what the graph will look like? Slope down, lor? Like that. So minimum information always is 2 points or 1 point plus gradient. Now in this case, find the equation of AB. Do you have 2 points given to you? You have, means you can find the equation. The question is how? With 2 points, let us sketch it out. We've got -4 and 10. So -4, let's say 10 is over here. So this is 1 point, that's 8. And I've got 4 with -2. Let's say -2 over here. This is my point B. So if I join them up, I will get a straight line. And I want the equation of this line. What is the first piece of information you can get from this? Okay, yeah, you can get gradient. So point A, we've got -4, 10. Point B is 4, -2. Gradient, AB. So these are some short forms you can use. Just gradient, put an AB at the bottom. 10 minus -2 divided by -4 minus 4. So 10 minus -2 is 12. 12 divided by -8. 12 over -8. So we get -3 over 2. Okay? Makes sense, right? Because it's sloping downwards. Obviously, it must be negative. Now that I have the gradient, what can I do with it? Sub into what? Y equals mx plus c. Why must we choose y equals to mx plus c? This is the equation of a straight line. Every straight line will have this equation except straight lines that look like this. Okay, this one is be x equals to something lah. It's not y equals to mx plus c anymore. Okay, so I sub inside. This -3 over 2 obviously goes into m, right? I still need a value for c. How to find c? C is the y-intercept, yeah, but do you plot a graph? You didn't plot, so you cannot read. And we sub values. Yeah, x and y. Do you want to choose point A or point B? Or does it matter? Doesn't matter, choose any point. Okay, so sub, I like to sub B lah, for example. So B I've got x and y coordinates. Negative 2 equals to negative 3 over 2 times 4 plus c. So find c lor. Negative 2 equals to, cancel 2, negative 6 plus c. c equals to 4. So this must be 4. Then based on my sketch, right, does it make sense? Am I expecting a positive value for c? Yes, and is it like roughly less than half of 10? Based on my sketch. Quite good, right? So if you do a good sketch, it can help you. But it's not exact. So here we have our equation of graph. It will be y equals to negative 3 over 2 x plus 4. That's the equation of line. Okay, I've got another equation, another line. Line P. 3x plus 2y equals to 5. Show how you can tell that the line P does not intersect the line AB. Two lines, they should intersect, alright? If I give you two lines, like for example, two straight lines, do these two lines intersect? Do they intersect? I mean, based on diagram, they don't intersect, right? But lines, they go on forever and ever, isn't it? So if I extend, they will eventually intersect. Can you draw two lines that never ever intersect, no matter how long you draw them? Parallel lines, yes. Parallel lines, they do not intersect. So for example, parallel lines like this, you can extend all the way if you want, they will not intersect. Parallel lines like this, they will not intersect. Parallel lines like this, they will not intersect. So what do you think the question is trying to tell you? Yeah, they're trying to hint you that, hey, actually the lines are parallel. As long as you can prove that the lines are parallel, then you conclude that they do not intersect. How to prove that lines are parallel? In coordinate geometry. Same gradient. What does gradient tell us? Steepness of the line. If they have the same steepness, it means that they are parallel. So we look at the gradient. What is the gradient for line AB over here? What's the gradient? Is it 3 over 2? Negative 3 over 2. What do you hope to see when you get a gradient for line P? You hope to see negative 3 over 2, right? But how do you obtain the gradient from here? This P, it's got 3x plus 2y equals 5. I don't know which one is the gradient. Make y the subject. Because as long as you can write y equals mx plus c, the coefficient of x will be our gradient. Let's change it. Let's make y the subject. 2y equals to 5 minus 3x. Right? Y equals to 5 over 2 minus 3 over 2x. Is this y equals mx plus c already? What is the gradient? So gradient P equals to negative 3 over 2, which is equals to gradient AB. Since AB parallel to line P, they do not intersect. Now, do you need help for part 2? Part 2. I understand that you had issues, you had difficulty with part 4, part B. So for part C, part 2, okay, part C, part 2 does not require part B. Yeah? Your part 1 different method? Okay, so what's your method? The rest of you for part 2, think about how you will find the point of intersection for P and Q. Why? This kind of diagram given to you, right? Then there's a north over here. My recommendation, you go and draw north over here, north over here. Parallel lines. I guarantee you we will be using them. We are going to use the property of these lines being parallel to each other. All your north will be parallel. Draw them in your diagram right now. So next time you do the question again, you know how to start. I definitely must have parallel north. Okay. A is 104 meters from C on a bearing of 064. So bearing must have 3 digits, unless there's a decimal, then you get 4 digits. So A from C. Where is my north arrow? If I'm talking about A from C, where is my reference? C. Okay, so I start from C, I go to A. This is my 064 degrees. Understand how this works? Okay, next one. B is 135 meters from C. Where's the reference again? Where is my north arrow again? B or C? Again C. So we can indicate the angle with an arrow, so like this. So this angle must be 122 degrees. Why? Can you all don't distract me, don't distract your friends? Next, since I know these two angles already, which is one angle that you obviously know? A, C, B. Okay, what is this angle? 122 minus 64, you get 48. Now, without reading the rest of the question, I just want to tell you what are the information that I can get from this question. Class, please look at the screen. Okay, I can use cosine rule to find AB. Cosine rule. Because I got a side, I've got a side, I've got a included angle. Confirm can find. Next, I can also find many angles. Do you know how to find this angle? 180 minus 64. What is the reason? Not corresponding. Interior angles, parallel lines. Where are the parallel lines? The two north arrows. Okay, so this one you can find. What else can you find? Can you find this one? How? How to find this angle? Okay, what is the reason? Corresponding again? No. Where got angle? Straight line? Huh? This one? Interior angles, parallel lines. Just say the only one. So you can find this. What else can we find? By the way, all these north arrows, right? You can actually extend them down also. So we get a lot of alternate angles also if required. Okay? So let's see what the question actually wants. Bearing of A from B. Where is my reference? B. So I am interested in this north arrow. Bearing of A from B must refer to from here clockwise until here. What is this angle? Can? How do we find this angle now? Then you see when we draw north arrows like this, right? It's quite difficult for us to name angles. It is much better if we have things like this. Let me use green color. Let's call this point X, Y, Z. Okay, now is it easier for you to describe the angle?
Yes.
But this paper 2, right?
Yes.
You draw on your book, got use or not? Because you're not submitting the question paper. What does this mean? You must sketch this out. Yeah lah. Depends on whether you want to do it or not lah. If you don't do it, very hard to describe one.
But you don't get marks.
You don't get marks for it. If you don't have this diagram, then you start calling it XYZ, then the marker know where your XYZ is. Okay, you can choose not to call them, but you are going to face some difficulty naming them and trying to get me to understand which angle you're talking about. Correct? Yeah, that will be the difficulty you're facing lah. So this is my recommendation. If you think you are able to describe very clearly, you can try and show it to me. Okay? Then I tell you whether I understand or not. Okay, so now back to this question. I want to find part B. So which angle do I need to find in order to get the answer? Point A is over here. ABZ. If I can find ABZ, I can find the required answer, right? How?
You find one.
No, let's say I get ABZ. Then what is the last step to find the? Okay, what is the reason? Angles at a point. So 360 minus that one. Okay. So question: how do we find ABZ right now? ABC.
Sine root.
Hang on. How do we find ABC? Sine rule. Okay, you're right. I can find this using sine rule. But how does that help me? Okay, one by one. Junior, what you want? What you want to find out? Draw the line above the what? C, you mean extend it out? Like this? Okay, then? Corresponding angle. Name me the angles. Where to where and where? What? ZB? You mean you want to name another point here, is it? Okay, let's call this W. Okay, so name me the points. What is it that you want? ZBW. Okay, so this angle equals to X. Where is X? CB. Okay, this angle 1 to 2 over here, and this one must be the same 1 to 2, right? What is the reason? Now it's time to say corresponding angle. So I can get this. I can get this from our sine rule. Then how? This one is 180 degrees, right? So you get you just add all these together lah. Then you can get the answer. In this case, you don't even need to find A, B, Z. Am I right? This is one way of doing it. Let me see how many points. Okay, so this one 3 marks. Yeah, sounds decent. Okay, so I'm sure there are other methods. So Sophia, what do you suggest? Wait, slowly. After you find CBA, then CAB. Okay, after you get this, then what do we do? 360 minus CAB and minus? Wait. 360 minus CAB.
And minus the
180 minus 64. Oh, this one XAC. Okay, so this is Sophia's method because we already found this CBA. We can use angle sum of triangle to find CAB. Once we find CAB, we can also have our CAY over here. Interior angles, which also we find, right? Now she's going to find this angle, right? This is known as, is that 1 to 2? No, that's not 1 to 2. This one will be angles at a point. So yes, she can get this. What happens after you get this? 180 minus this one to get this one, right? What's the reason? Interior angle, parallel line again. Then 360 minus. So yes, that's another option. Can? Many options, I'm sure there are even more. Okay, next, part C. Do you need help? Part C, anybody needs help? Raise your hand, otherwise I'll move on already. Okay, part C. A boat travels in a straight line from C to B. So that is the 135 meters. Calculate the shortest distance of T from A during this journey. So it is traveling in this direction from C to B. The shortest distance from A to T must be perpendicular to C to B. Okay, so when you say straight, you all actually mean something else, perpendicular over here. Right? This one, perpendicular. As compared to, if somebody try and draw that, is this perpendicular? No. So to find the shortest distance, this is our point C. Okay, yeah, one possibility is to find the area. How? Half AB sine C. Okay, so half 104, 135 sine ACB must be equals to half times 135 times AT. Well, since we have this, 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 then what's left is AT lah. Can? So find AT. There is another way. Yes, Harif? Sine ACB equals to opposite, which is AT over hypotenuse. Which is the hypotenuse? 104. So ACB, you have it already, right? So this one, half, then you find AT. Same. This is a right angle. Triangle. 104 is given. 104 is the hypotenuse which is given to us in the question. Yeah, because we were saying that the shortest distance is when it is perpendicular, so you will get a right angle triangle. Okay, so you will see that these two methods they work out to be the same. So point C is a point on the base of a vertical cliff. D is a point on the top of the cliff vertically above C. Angle of depression of B from D is 27 degrees. Calculate the height of the cliff. Who needs help for this? Anybody? Okay. So now, this diagram on your paper is 2D, right? You put it flat on your table. The direction north. The direction north, does it refer to up there? No, it doesn't. North refers to somewhere along the horizontal plane. For example, when I say Woodlands is north of CBD, you cannot say that Woodlands is above, right? We mean on the horizontal plane, it is in the direction of north. Okay, so that is what we have over here on our diagram. This is 2D. Now they introduce point D. Point D is 3D now already. Okay, so take your pen or pencil, whatever it is, put it vertically above point C. Point D is now above, vertically above. Now do you see a 3D diagram? Now you need to draw a right angle triangle. What are the points that are relevant to us? The base, which is point C, isn't it? Point C definitely relevant. Point D at the top of your pencil, definitely relevant. The other point will be B. You look at these 3 points. Do they form a right angle triangle? Yes, because the point D is vertically above C. So draw this right angle triangle. If you draw it out, it should look like this. This is point C, point B, and point D. Then it is vertically above, right? All the information, put them in. From C to B, the distance is 135 meters. Then D and C, we don't know that. Okay, that's what we want to find out. Calculate the height of the cliff. There is another piece of information. Angle of depression from B to D is 27 degrees. Where in our diagram is 27 degrees? DBC. This one, 27 degrees? Is this angle of depression? This is angle of elevation from where to where? B to D. This is the angle of elevation from B to D. Where is the angle of depression? Draw a what line? Horizontal line from D. Draw a horizontal line. Horizontal obviously is going to be parallel to this, right? Where is my angle of depression? Here. This is 27 degrees. So is Gaius wrong to say that 27 degrees is over there? It is not wrong. They are equivalent because alternate angles parallel lines. So I don't need you to draw this as long as you know the angle of depression will be the same as the angle of elevation. We must know what the different terms mean. In this case, they will be the same because parallel lines. Okay, and then we have alternate angles. So here we want to calculate DC. Which trigo ratio should we use? Tangent. What is angle? Angle. 27 equals to DC over 135. Cancel or not? So DC equals to 135. Tangent 27. Get the answer. Round it off. Then it will be wrong. Why wrong? They want DC ma? So why I say it's wrong? Why? Come on, hurry up. Jinzhou, you know or not? Why is it wrong? Winnie, do you know why is it wrong? Poi? Why is it wrong? Degree. If I never put degree, then it is in Radian. This, if I never write degree, it is in radian. Then you'll be wrong. So to make it correct, you must put degree. Then you'll be correct.